Hi, I'm Damien Foley, and this is the first video I have of my starting the MBA, Masters of Business Administration at the Melbourne Business School. So what I'm going to be doing is ideally creating a video for every um, day that I go through, or every week that I go through and do the MBA, and giving feedback to everyone of my experience, what I'm doing in the subjects, and what I think of the course overall, and where that goes into working for my for work or in my business. So I'm going to start by this will all be available on YouTube at Damien Foley, DAMIENFOLEY. And also I've created a website, damienfoley.com, DAMIENFOLEY.com. So you'll be able to follow my journey through the MBA course. So if you want to keep track of that, you can by following on the YouTube or through my blog and video recordings on the website at damienfoley.com. So first I'm going to start with, why am I doing the MBA? So the reason why I'm doing the MBA is because I have, first a bit about myself, I suppose. My background is that I did a Bachelor of Commerce at University of Newcastle completed that back in 2001. I have went through and worked as an accountant in public practice for 5 years, working in small public practices, and then I worked in commercial accounting or management accounting for another 3 years, again for startup businesses or businesses that were growth phase. I then joined our family business, which was in earth moving, and we then hit the GFC, and we ended up getting out of that, thankfully, alive, so to speak, the business. We sold the business, and I then starting up my consulting business, Foley Business Management. What I realised was I've been going back into the workforce, doing contract work here and there, and I have previously also done the MARA program, which is for Indigenous business or entrepreneurs. It's a masterclass program that is run through the Melbourne Business School. So the end result was I did want to go through and do an MBA, and I wanted to add to my skill sets. I haven't done any. I've done professional development for as far as education in the way of certificates and diplomas. Haven't done anything as a formal education at a university level other than the MARA program. So the reason I'm basically doing this is to increase my skill and knowledge and in business, and wanting to put that on my resume, but also add to that my skill sets for working in my own business in consulting. So yes, now part of that is what I'm wanting to do and progress further with is I want to get more involved with social procurement. So my background has been around Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander businesses. I've worked for in around accounting for the Indigenous Accountants Australia program or initiative, which was a joint initiative between Chartered Accountants Australia, New Zealand, and CPA Australia. I've been involved with the South East Queensland Indigenous Chamber of Commerce, and in my own business itself, I wanted to actually work with small business, not-for-profit, and social enterprise to allow them to make more informed business decisions around their finances. And what I was finding was that while I could work with these businesses as much as I want to help them to develop, what I was realizing was talking with the businesses and myself with my own business, talking with the corporates, was when I went and spoke with the procurement side of corporate and government, was they're just not procuring from these businesses for various reasons. So I actually want to enhance my knowledge and skill sets around social procurement as well, and direct my business or my skill sets around that in the future, because I think that's a really valuable way for community and for these businesses to grow, is to actually get work with these corporates, and that comes through their procurement side. So that's why I decided to do the MBA, to improve my skill sets, to add it to my resume, to um, give a more well-rounded aspects to my knowledge and skill, and to add that to my resume and for my consulting business as well. Now, why did I choose to do the MBA at Melbourne Business School? So, as I said before, I previously done the Mara Indigenous Business Masterclass program through Melbourne Business School. Melbourne Business School is ranked one of the best in Australia for the MBA, if not the best. So I thought, if I'm going to be paying money to do an MBA, I want to do it and have a name that goes behind that, the brand that goes with that. So that's why I chose Melbourne Business School, in addition to obviously doing the Mara program through them. The next thing is, why did I choose? I'm going to be doing the MBA part-time. Now, why am I choosing to do the MBA part-time? Is because I'm going to be working. So I will be doing classes either 1 or 2 days a week or in the evening, and then the other 3 or 4 days a week I'll be working. So I don't have the ability to go and do the MBA full time, and I can have the choice, obviously, to do the executive MBA. The executive MBA would have allowed me to do work and 3 or 4, 5 weeks, and then come back and do 1 week or thereabouts intensive. And I actually have come down from Brisbane to Melbourne to live and work down here now that I'm doing the MBA, and it's my focus for what I'm doing for the next 2 years is going to be focused around doing the MBA itself. So everything I'm choosing for my work, for my lifestyle, is all going to be based around the MBA. It's a part-time, and it's going to take me 2 years to do so. So the other side with doing the part-time and moving down here and to Melbourne is that part of the reason everyone tells me to do the MBA is, one, for the education and the knowledge that you gain from doing it. The other half that you're paying for is actually the network, so the people you meet. Now, I've been told by people that it's not just the network you meet isn't just about who's going to get you your next job, which is great. It's also about the education side, is the different people you meet and their knowledge and experience that they're bringing to the course when you're doing work with them. Because my background's accounting, working in finance, around business. These people might be coming from a sales background. I've heard people talking who come from a nursing background and now working in sales and marketing around medical products. So the diversity of the people doing this, the students undertaking this course, is going to add also to my experience and knowledge that comes with doing the MBA at Melbourne Business School. So, and ideally, I would expect, and this is one of my expectations from doing it at Melbourne Business School, because it does have such a high prestige, recognised name, that those doing the MBA here are going to be high caliber as well. So the people I'll be associating with and working with will also have great networks and people to connect in with as well. So that's part of why I'm doing the MBA part-time, and why I've actually moved down here to Melbourne to undertake it, rather than doing the executive MBA, which was the alternative. So this is the start of my journey into the MBA. I'm going to do some follow-up videos with what I actually had to go through to get enrolled into the MBA. I have been accepted now, and I'm just in the process of organising enrolment in terms of what subjects I'll be doing. I'm actually going to go to the Melbourne Business School tomorrow and talk with them around the subjects of my choices, and start setting a path around what subjects I need to be doing, given where I want to go with the MBA. So I think that's very important for me, and what other things that they can help me with around getting through and successfully completing it, and what I should be looking to gain from doing that as well, and how best to connect, and anything and everything that I possibly can. So I'll be going to the Melbourne Business School tomorrow to get as much information around that, in addition to the information sessions that I've actually been to that Melbourne Business School runs. I've been to a couple. I've been to one of those as well. So this is a bit more one-on-one rather than the information session, which had other people in there who asked some great questions as well. Probably one of the great questions that was asked around the MBA was, what's the return on investment? Again, Melbourne Business School has the MBA is one of the best, if not the best, in Australia. There is a price tag that comes with that. So at the moment, 2019, the course fees are at $4,300 per unit that you're doing, which is not cheap. So I think I'll be doing per term, not per semester, per term. So 4 terms in 1 year. I'll be doing 2 subjects, 2 units per semester, per term, at $4,300 per unit. So you're talking $8,600 for just 1 term, and then times that by 4, so it's around $35,000 per year just for doing this individual courses, not on including the if I look to go overseas and do extra studies or do extra exchange programs or things like that. So it's going to be an expensive process. So the return on investment is important. What do I hope to achieve from that is obviously that I'll increase my income as an outcome of that and have it paid off towards that. And yes, so I do have the option, because I'm a Australian citizen resident, that I do have the option to get a higher education loan program, which will allow me to have that paid by the government as a loan, and I have to pay that back through my tax return through every pay that I receive. So they'll be paid in every salary. Every time I get paid, part of my money will go towards paying off my HELP loan, higher educational learning program loan. So that's an option that I have. I'll also be trying to also apply for scholarships. There are scholarships for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander applicants, Indigenous applicants. These vary, and they're not just for either Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. There are different scholarships there. There's some for if you work in a not-for-profit. I think there's some there, I think, for if you're an overseas or refugee. But again, all on the website around what scholarships you can apply for. And when I was doing the initial application to enroll to apply for getting into the MBA, there was actually a box that I ticked to say that, 1, that I identify as Aboriginal, and 2, that I want to apply for scholarships. So that was part of the application process, that I ticked those boxes. So I automatically go into those scholarships to be assessed on merit and criteria, and see whether I'm successful with any of those scholarships, which hopefully I'll I'll be considered at least for any of those, which will be great because, again, it's not cheap to do. So I'm signing off now. My name is Damien Foley, and I'm on the start of my MBA journey with Melbourne Business School. And you can follow me on YouTube and also at damienfoley.com. Thanks. Bye.